Searching podcasts for Dave, and one more time.
Well, Bobby, you won't find all heroes like Dave and Juan in the history books. Oh, sure, one day you will. There will be entire chapters on their exploits and how they got us through some of the darkest days in our history. Gosh, their wiener spaghetti recipes alone will be in the Library of Congress. But until then, all we can do is sit back and be inspired. These boys are as clean burning propane. This is Dave and Juan. Ball!
And 3,
Number 2.
1.
Let it roll.
As always, in advance, America, you're welcome.
You're welcome.
That's right.
You're welcome.
That's right. Hi, everybody. How are you? I'm Dave.
I'm Juan.
This is Dave and Juan.
More time.
Yeah, you're right. Another Saturday morning edition. Not that anybody cares.
That's
But,
right. I thought we were going to have a guest star or Mr. Kitty, my son's cat.
The cat's name is Mr. Kitty.
That's right.
You
right.
It's like, is that an alternative lifestyle cat? I mean, come on.
No, it's
Mr.
a guy.
Kitty.
It's a male cat. So his name is Mr. Kitty, but he was
Mr.
turning
Kitty,
around like walking back here earlier.
All right.
So
Good
son
deal,
came
man.
and took him away. So
My cat's become kind of bizarro world. She was an outside cat to start off with, came inside, slept, but she sort of decided she digs the outside, even though it's 100 degrees out there half the time. And she'll come in real quick to get something to eat or that stuff. But I told my wife, I feel like somebody who raised the kid who is now living under a bridge. Like, hang on a sec. Wait, we brought you inside. You have the run of the house. You can sleep anywhere you want. It's air conditioned.
It's a nice house.
You got anything you want, cat, and she chooses. I mean, she hangs around. She doesn't leave, but she's like, I'd rather roll in the dirt. So there you go.
She's here to get what she needs.
That's 100%.
And not spend time with you.
100%. So there you go. It was funny too. A while ago, I'm moving around this morning, getting a little bit of work done. And I was walking downstairs. My wife had earbuds in. She was laughing. And I said, what are you listening to? She goes, you. I said, apparently she's listening to, I don't know which podcast she's up to. And it was just kind of funny. I'm like, well, I'm right here. Right? I'm live. You want the live version? I'm like, really? It's just sad that you are more entertained by listening to a recording of me than basking. And then she always points out, I just listen. I don't watch y'all. I'm like, I don't know why you do that. You're depriving yourself of the visual. But she says, I know what y'all look like. So
yeah. Once you're done, it's not much benefit.
Makes us feel good about all the graphics, trying to make this thing visually appealing to people. But no, just and then it was funny. I was coming upstairs to do this. Did you want to come?
That's right. See it live. The audience.
Studio audience, man. No, not gonna happen. But
you get the first laugh.
I got an email this week from a guy named Mike. Met Mike at something I spoke at conference a while back, and I don't know. After he was talking to me about a few things business related, and somehow got into the topic of podcast and stuff. And I walk a line. I don't tell anybody. Like this is for fun. This is just messing around. Nothing to do with work. But anyway, he emails me. I'm going to cut the business part of it out. But he says, let's see. Meanwhile, I have been catching up on you and Juan's podcast and have to admit, I am thoroughly enjoying every minute of it. Now, every minute, that's a bold statement.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't enjoy every minute. I don't enjoy every minute.
I get 5 or 6 minutes of good enjoyment out of it. Of an hour.
Bruh, it's free. All right. I'm thoroughly enjoying every minute of it. Now, this is the funny part. In mid-June, I took a week off of work to do some projects around my house, and I listened to over 30 episodes. My family wouldn't listen to. I
told you, my brother told a mutual friend that he didn't even know we had a podcast. This is like a month ago.
Dude, that's 30 hours. 30 hours, man. I said, you guys are informative, entertaining. Here's the big one, and inspiring.
Bruh.
Listen, I got to tell you
dude,
something.
I don't know you, but you need to get out more.
Oh, come on, man.
No, thank
Well,
you.
Mike,
That's what we're here for. You're welcome.
Mike, I got to tell you, if it's informative, entertaining, and inspiring, it's by accident. And
Right.
it's a happy accident. It says, thank you for taking the time from your busy schedules to spread the word of what is happening around us. So there you go.
Man.
That's why we're here, man. That's why we're here,
Yeah.
to spread the news about what's happening around us.
It's like a Middle East fist bump.
That's, oh, geez. We'll go down that path. We'll go down that path. But just always remember, folks, that's the thing we tell you. Everybody is lying.
Mhm.
Right? We're not lying. Now we might not always be right.
We're not always right, but yeah, we believe it.
Well, and when we said it, we thought it was and if we're wrong, we may come back if we remember to say we were wrong. But
Yeah, if we're wrong, let us know.
yeah,
Sometimes
man,
we catch ourselves.
everybody out there is lying. Especially, I don't know why I'm stuck on this guy. That guy Jim Cramer. Some of you know who he is. Some of the finance. That guy's the biggest clown on TV. That guy's lying. At some point, you gotta wait. That's not incompetence, man. That's somebody being paid to be wrong all the time. All the time.
And that could be his deal.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know why that obnoxious, horrific clown is stuck in my head. But just giving terrible advice, just terrible advice to people about all the stuff going on. But yeah, you brought up the fist bump, so that's apparently. And you look. This is the thing too. When our president is anywhere, right, around the world, that's representing the country, right? That's just how this is, right? It's how it works. I don't care if you like somebody, don't like somebody, whatever. When the president of our country is somewhere, bro, that's you and me, right? Yeah, man. So apparently we're our representative. We're in
You're right.
Saudi Arabia. Is that what it's where are they at?
Somewhere in the Middle East. I don't know.
Begging.
Yeah, and they say, we can't hook you up with much.
Yeah, oh man, don't you think these guys love, especially this crew, that they've been calling everything right? Here's the other thing. Okay, while we're keeping it,
Non-political.
Well, this isn't even political because
this is history.
It's a history. I will throw it back and say, listen, both sides are run by criminals. Okay, they just are. I'm not lying. I don't think people necessarily go into government and end up in DC criminal, but they end up criminals. There's a handful of them that aren't. But yeah. So they're saying, this country, the Saudis are just, they're so bad, they're so evil, they're so whatever, except the fact that we do business with them all the time. And now, and they look back at us saying, hang on, wait up. Let's talk a little bit about why, because look, man, we're team, what was the movie? Team America, America, bleep. Yeah. Okay. That was, who was that? South Park had that movie.
Well, I missed that one.
Oh, you should know that one. You should see that one.
Not a South Park. I don't do animation.
No, this one was almost like it's clay. It's wasn't animation. It was it's actually okay. You know me. I am
like a Pixar type deal.
No. It's almost like the old claymation kind of stuff, like puppets. It's puppets. That's what it is. It's puppets. And man, listen. You know me. I'm as proud as you, bragging about stuff I've never seen. And this is worth watching. It is
all right. I'm making myself a note here.
I'll have to look it up. It was it's the guys from South Park. Is it America World Police or America whatever? And
my son don't know.
And they go after Matt Damon. They go after Michael Moore. They go after Alec Baldwin. They go. It's brilliant. Anyway, so it's one of those things, right, where the rest of the world looks at us and says, hey, come on now, look, you think your hands are clean? And I will say, I think, maybe it's the history we get taught. I do believe that we are the biggest force for good. We have been the biggest force for good. on the planet for the past, 100, somewhat 200 years. Notice I didn't say early on because we did some stuff, right? But, when you put yourself in a position where, you're the yon that has to show up hat in hand.
Right. When you're left having to take it, somebody's going to stick it to you.
Oh, and they just sitting there going, oh, really? Really? All right.
Yeah.
Jump through this hoop, dude. Which I was, I've read somebody, I guess it's a common joke out there, but people saying, you don't have to fly across the country. Just fly to Texas. We'll negotiate with you. Fly to South Louisiana.
Yeah.
Go negotiate with some Cajuns.
Yeah, we got plenty.
Bro, I can put together a team. How many rigs you got out there right now that are closed? Bro, we can get that going. I got a brother-in-law that decommissions rigs. That's what they do. They go around, we can recommission some stuff. They got stuff down there.
Check it out. Sign the paper.
I don't even know what I'm talking about. And it makes more sense than, right. But, yeah. So well, it's the same on the same line, because right now this weekend is the British Open. They just call it the Open, right? One of the majors. And I've got a friend there, which is bizarre. That's when that's when he's a customer, but he's a good guy. I like him a lot. He's a president of a bank, and I had something I got to do next week, so I email, and it's him and his assistant, and she's like, well, he's out of the country, and I didn't think about it at the time, like, well,
he's on the 18th green watching.
I got an email back from him. Yeah, man.
Tiger do his farewell walk.
Yeah, how you doing now? I'm in Scotland for the Open. I'm like, man, I was feeling pretty good about my week until I started interacting with you. Right.
I'm in Baton Rouge for the close.
That's right. There you go. Easy. So, but there's this other thing. You probably don't. I'm going to go out on a limb and guess you don't pay attention to the PGA.
Not much. I'll look at it and stuff. Like, I don't understand a lot about or anything about is it the LIV?
Okay, that's where we're going. That's where we're going with this. So they call it the live. You know what that stands for? I had to look it up, because guys, hey, America, this is why we're here. LIV is not a word. It's the Roman numeral for 54. Okay. And I guess it was explained that 54 is if you play a round of golf and you birdie every hole, your score will be 54. Okay. And also that's the amount of holes they play on this. So they don't play, their tournaments are not 4 rounds. They're 3 rounds.
3. Okay.
Okay. And so that's what's going on. Now, look, it's by, I think it used to be called the Saudi Tour, whatever. Nobody pays attention to it. But, look, they figured this thing out. You throw money around, hey, follow the money. Yeah. And they're paying these guys. And it starts off at, look, I read that Phil Mickelson, who's about done, right? I mean, Phil, he won a major last year, and he's still, he's still lefty, and he was beloved and still is by a lot of folks. But he's pretty, he's not really competitive.
He's he's on the downside of his career.
Dude, they cut him a check for $200 million. Wow. $200 million to go play those tour, that tour. Right? Hey.
And who else is in the tour?
Dustin Johnson. They're picking off a few people, right? They're getting.
So it's all American golfers, or
all around the world.
Not American, but the worldwide.
So it's what they're doing. And I read, again, just doing a little, because I was curious about this because of all the things going on. And I heard somebody the other day make a good comment about, and this is why, guys, everybody's they're crooks, they're lying. NBC Sports is a trash fire because they have this thing with the PGA, and they are. Like literally, so the Open is being played right now, and they are limiting the amount of TV time they give to any of the players there who are also playing on the LIV, whatever you want to call it, tour. And they're trying to make it sound like it's all terrible because NBC has and I think it's NBC. I think there are more networks involved. I'm sure the Golf Channel, they're involved with these. Right, they got a financial stake with the PGA in these. But I got news, man. Something says like the backers of this LIV tour or the fund, whatever, is worth like $600 billion. Dude, they just buy everything. Right.
They show up and want to buy a contract to go into the network for big money.
Look, don't get me wrong. I'm like anybody, but anytime I see a lazy old rich organization sweating, good deal. I'm all for that. And so yeah, there it is.
So is the objection to it that it's based in the Middle East?
Well,
or that it's not the
claiming
PGA?
that them lying frauds are claiming, they're trying to say, see, because they got nothing to stand on, right? It's America. Like, dude, somebody's going to pay you this kind of money,
Right.
and
It's free enterprise, bro.
right? So they're trying to say, oh, if you do that, you can't play on the because it's competition for the PGA, right? I mean, it's just everybody wants their own excuse me, their own monopoly. That's what happens. Everybody wants their own monopoly. Now they're worried about it, and so there it is. Now let me tell you, you talk about brilliant. I don't know who LIV is paying to figure out the. You know who they're, and because he admitted it this week, who they're in negotiations with to, I don't know if it's be for commentating or whatever. They're negotiating with Charles Barkley. And Charles Barkley is flat out. He said, yeah, I'm talking to him. I'm going to talk to them. He ain't stupid. If they throw, you know, come on, they throw 30, 40, 50 million dollars at Charles Barkley to get on TV. It's terrible. Here's a terrible.
Dude, him commentating or announcing golf, that would have to be. I don't watch basketball, but I love to listen to his pregame.
Man, it would rival the Masters, right? If you had the Masters up against golfers you didn't know, and you had Charles Barkley, they might as well go get Samuel L. Jackson, right? And put it on a cable.
Right, let him curse.
Put it on a cable station where Samuel L. Jackson can drop some bombs. Man, that look, it's reinventing the wheel. It's awesome. It's like, so they're fighting, but that's the big thing, right? They're saying, they're trying to paint this thing. Oh, you can't play on that tour because they're so bad. And the flip side of that is, well, hang on a second. We got our hat in our hand over there right now.
Yeah. Fist bumping.
What is that thing? What the heck? What is, you see stuff like that and you go, wait a minute. What was there any thought involved there? And I don't understand, like, your pals now.
Yeah. Sadly, there probably was thought.
There was but hey, look, we've kind of seen lately the best laid plans go astray when he's a wild card. You saw my man shook hands with the air again this week. Did you see that? Yeah. Man. Come on now.
And he used the word, was it honorable instead of horrible when describing the Holocaust?
Oh, well, look, I mean, it's not even at this point, like, we're not going to go down this path too much, because again, it's just
right.
Everybody's talking about it now. I don't want to say we were the leaders in this, but hey, because I was watching a compilation the other day, somebody else put it together. Everybody is basically saying, okay, hey, yeah, what we gonna do, y'all? We gotta have that talk.
I like the other day when the reporter asked him about how bad he's doing in the polls. We're winning, Jack.
Hey, look, whatever. My thing is, I believe polls. I don't believe polls. Nah. It really is. It's like
a poll is the media use polls to create a news story.
Exactly. It's to drive the story, not to report on it. And that's that old, one of my favorite quotes of all times, old Andrew Carnegie quote said, the older I get, I pay less attention to what men say. I simply watch what they do. Okay. And that's with surveys. Everybody tells you something in a survey. But you just go watch. What do you do? What do you follow the money? Follow the money. What do you but speaking of following the money, and this is, we got some Bayou stuff to talk about too, but when we're on, let's just follow the flow here. It's the curse sometimes of paying attention, right? You watch the news, and not the news they put on TV. You got to go find the actual news to what's going on. So there have been people that have been asking more and more, because every time you turn around, hey, by the way, how's that Ukraine thing going? I don't know. I haven't
yeah.
You remember that was our world, apparently. How long is it now? Is it 2 months, 3 months? How long has that thing been going on?
I think it started at the beginning of May, so close to 3 months.
Okay, so
maybe longer.
I don't know. I haven't been noticing if maybe people still have their flags up. I have no idea what's going on. Right? I haven't been on a plane with Congresswoman Lee in a while. I don't know if she's still rocking the big Ukraine.
I don't see a lot of people that have their temporary profile picture wrapped in blue and yellow.
All right, something want to blow your mind. So they're sending, apparently, we just billions of dollars on that we brag about that, arms. Okay. It's like, guys, we ain't sending a bunch of wheat. We're not sending, even when we send funds, all right, but we're sending military, the best weapons, the most dangerous weapons, right, possible. That's what we're sending. They find out we ain't even tracking it once it gets there.
We know it hit the airport.
Hey, we know. Okay. All right. Now, what they're saying is, and when I say they, believe me, at this point, I would trust the word of they, the random they, than anybody standing behind a podium. Right. So these things are, a lot of it's ending up on the black market, right? Where,
of course, predictable.
Okay? So who are you selling to? Highest
The
bidder.
Russians.
That's the kicker. No, that's the kicker. They say they're literally saying some of the weapons we are sending are being sold on the black market to the Russians. Is that man? Do we have the greatest? Was it grift going on, or whatever that word is?
Yeah, it's all feel good stuff, man. We're helping. We do stuff. Look at us.
Luckily for the Russians, they're rich as can be right now because of what we did to oil. They're raking it in.
We're buying from them.
Man, we might as well be. We probably are. Look, it's all fungible. It's like there's a global supply of oil, and when we decide to say, hey, we ain't doing it no more, that's what. So Russians got all the money in the world right now to say, yeah, let me buy some of these American weapons, point it back. But anyway, guys, when I'm elected, we're gonna get all that.
Right.
All that. And listen,
2024.
They need to hire me. I can help them out with this monitoring of what they're sending. Look, I was the inventory guy at Lumcon, bro. I got that. I got that experience.
You turned that sucker around in like 3 months. They gave you 4.
I had Lumcon passing an audit within a year, man. Gee whiz. And I was having to deal with PhDs. Those guys were no fun to deal with. That was yeah. I could do it. Just there you go.
Yeah, put that out there.
I bet they don't even know the serial numbers on that stuff we ship, bro.
They probably scratched them off.
Man, you need a printout. You need a printout of what you got. You need to visually find that. That
sounds like an experienced inventory man right there.
Right here, bro. Safety guy too. Safety guy. You talk about a joke. That's when they hired me. What they really needed, what Don Broussard, his name, God bless him. He's not around anymore, but he's a great guy. He hired me. He really needed help with on the finance part. Like that's he really wanted the support for that, but he just threw me at the. It was one of those things. The only way he could get the funding to get the help he needed was this other thing, right, for safety and security. But I said that one before. That's when you learn working for the state. I went in there. It was supposed to take me 3 years to get that thing turned around. It took like 6 months.
It's because you're working at the private sector rate, dude. What are you doing?
I was taking shorter naps than everybody else, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't taking the air. Yeah, I was just getting that late morning nap. I wasn't getting that mid-afternoon nap but anyway, good bunch of people.
Yeah.
But I get all that. Like I said, I'm here. Call me.
Got some time, man. Got some time.
Call me, Pentagon. I'll work you out. I got a busy schedule coming up, but let me go track that stuff for you. Not a biggie. Not a biggie.
All right. Well, just follow the money.
Always. Hey, follow the money. I was talking to some friends. Man, apparently everybody on the bayou, a lot of people getting contractors are ripping people off left and right. Like it's weird. At one time you hear a onesie Tuesday story, but I'll bet you half of the people I know, the friends I have back on the bayou that have had work done post, we kind of forget about these things.
Post Ida.
Man, a friend brought it up this week. Yeah, she basically said we were as careful as anybody else, and that's when you just got to get a posse, right? People down the bayou need to put a posse together.
You're balancing the risk with the availability of people.
You need the work. Yeah, you need it. You need it done.
I got to get somebody to do it. All right.
A good
Yeah.
friend of mine, I was texting with him because I was trying to line up some stuff. You think it's hard to do stuff when you're there? Try lining up stuff when you live in Texas for work in Thibodeau. But I was texting with a buddy of mine who did things. He said, yeah, he's using this guy. I said, recommended by blah, blah, blah. I said, he's okay when he's not high.
Catch him on the right day.
I texted him back, well, aren't we all? I mean, you know, I mean,
Yeah.
I said he does pretty good work when he's not stoned. I'm like, well, maybe you just got to coordinate with him. You know, what's your worst stone day? Like, all right,
Yeah.
Tuesdays.
My dad used to have this guy that worked for him all the time, and you'd get him to work for like 2 weeks straight, because that way he wouldn't go off drinking.
Oh man. Oh man.
And then after that, you wouldn't see him for 2 weeks.
Couldn't handle that check, man.
Right.
Couldn't handle that check. Oh, you know, guy probably lived to be 90.
He lived pretty well. Look,
You
man,
know?
the dude could paint he could paint your window frame without tape.
Oh,
I mean, steady hand like you wouldn't believe.
and that's a guy that's hitting it hard on his time off.
Yeah.
Man, look,
Yeah.
they got
Forget a
people-
drop cloth. He wasn't dropping paint.
Man, I look, I used to talk about we again, we joke. You don't want to joke about some of these things, but you know, we do. It's kind of funny. But my big thing used to be the quiz. They would, you know, everybody talk about, you might have a problem if, right? And one of them on there was always, do you ever drink alone? And it's like, what are you talking about? My preference.
Right. Why would I drink with people?
Oh man, look, and
That
I
would
got
require me to be with people.
all kinds of friends laugh. Like, yeah, me too, man. That's like that's the best. Wait, I got a problem because I drink. Oh, no. But I used to say that there's a difference between somebody with, that and somebody who's functional. Because I promise you, I promise you, 50% of the men that I grew up with on the bayou growing up, they wouldn't have passed that quiz, dude. I'm telling you right now, they would not have passed the quiz. Great people, talented people, get stuff done.
I'm drinking alone at work. Not me, but I'm just talking.
Never did that. That was even in radio, which is something you could have gotten. When, granted, I had a morning show, so that would have been that'd have been a problem. That would have been a problem if but never. I never drank on the air ever. No promises here, by the way.
Yeah. Years ago, when I was working for the restaurant concept, so we had a big project that we were working on, and I was there on a Saturday night, and it was just me and the founder, the owner of the company. And he comes into my office at one point. He says, "You got anything to drink?" And I said, not here. And I'm not sure that would be a good answer to say yes.
Wait, is this a company I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
And the guy, the founder was asking you this?
Yeah.
Wow. That's, you guys would know the name if we said it. Okay.
Yeah. And so then he said, "Oh, you know what? I got that gift closet. I bet you I got some stuff in there." And so he finds, I don't know what, but starts making drinks, and we didn't have any. He starts cutting it with Hawaiian punch or something, because that's all we had. But he's making them in the cups from the restaurant, fast food restaurant. So they're these wax cups, and we're basically having to double up the cups because he's making the drinks so strong.
They're eating through the cups.
Yeah.
This is found. Hey,
yeah. And then at one point he says, "Hey, don't tell so and so," because that was the person who was like the risk management person.
Oh, that's great.
And this is before the days of Uber and stuff. And he says, "Are you okay to drive?" And I said, "Bro, you're sitting there feeding me drinks. I don't know what to tell you."
I used to have, and it's funny how when you're younger, again, the stories. So and younger is a relative term. I look when I was in my 30s, like I was a child. It may have been my first. I didn't leave the bayou, so to speak, till I guess I was 30, around, not give or take, right? When I moved to Georgia the first time and started, doing a bunch of travel. But yeah, I'd look at these people I'm working with, they're in their 50s and 60s. And some of the things they did that I just shake my head and go, huh? Like we had this Lisa. I'm not going to give her last name just in case she's still alive. Good person. We never really got along, but we got along. I didn't like her. Is that
She liked you. You didn't like her.
Oh, I don't think she did. I don't think she did. I think she was. It's one of those cases.
Y'all tolerated each other.
So, because in a weird way, for a brief time, she sort of worked for me. All right. And it's not, I'm just realizing I had more than one Lisa in my life that had that relationship with. Maybe it's just that name. So shout out or sorry, Lisa's out there. But this is not the one that anybody who knows me recently is thinking about. This is when I was working with a consulting company. And it was one of those things. I think she technically worked for me, but she had her own thing, did a lot of travel, and you sort of tolerated each other because she was good at what she did. And we really probably couldn't replace her. And, I thought I was pretty good at what I did. It's one of those things. We don't get along. We ain't hanging out. If we end up in the same city on these things, hey, we ain't going to dinner. All right. But something she did that would crack me up. And she was probably, thinking she was in her 50s, 60s, she'd travel with a couple of, when she'd go on these trips, she'd bring a couple of bottles of like bourbon and something else. Right. And she'd in her checked luggage. And I was like, what do you do? Like, in fact, they may even, I don't even know if they let you bring it on the plane back then or whatever. And she was funny. She says, man, when I'm in these towns and I'm doing, last thing I want to have to do is get dressed to go down into the hotel lobby to get a drink or somebody. And I may want a drink, but I don't want to put up with anybody. So, and I remember
she's prepared.
Listen, at the time I was thinking, I think you got a problem. Like,
now you're taking advice.
Now I'm like, oh, she was brilliant, man. Like, so Lisa, if she is out there still alive, hey, I get it. I get it now. It's like, I want to drink. I don't want to deal with people.
Right. I told my wife the other day, I said, I think I'm going to be a freaking hermit before long. We had a swim meet last weekend, at LSU, and I've talked about that before. It's like ungodly hot in there. So, I'm happily go sit in the car in between Riley's events so I can hit the AC. And then that's a good excuse for me not to have to sit and talk with anybody.
Hey, look, win-win. We call that
that's what I figured. I
said, call that a win-win in the business. That's what we call that.
I said, I feel bad, but I don't know any of these people's names. Not a one. I don't know. I don't know who their kid is. Don't know any of them.
Been there. Right. Yeah.
And we stayed in the car so long at one point, we missed her event.
Your wife was in the car with you?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were just hanging out by yourself.
No, I do sometimes. They stream it, so we're just watching on the stream to pay attention to when it's time.
That's classic.
Well, apparently the stream was a few minutes late. We walked in like, oh man, that sucks. So well, let's go back in the car.
Yeah, I bet your dad didn't miss it,
dude. My dad, first of all, the man is never cold or is never hot. So I'm sitting there almost as legally close to naked as I could be. And
that's legal. That's legal in Baton Rouge. So
that's right.
That's pretty damn naked, bro.
So he's there in his khaki pants,
sure,
his button-down shirt,
looking fly,
with a t-shirt under it.
You gotta have that t-shirt under there. That's for comfort, man.
Bruh, not sweating, not hot, not nothing. Just as comfortable as could be.
Your dad worked cane. Your dad's a farmer who worked cane. Probably didn't even wear a hat back when he did that.
No. So somebody turned, somebody else is moving and said, "Want y'all to turn? You want this fan on you?" And he said, "Oh no, I'm good.
Don't make me cold."
Right? I said, "Scoot over, man.
Go give me a chill.
Yeah,
give me the frisons. I don't need no fan."
But then you do the stuff, and swimming is a pretty polite sport.
Maybe the way you do it.
Well, I don't know. You go down. Because I get mad when she doesn't win. Like I sit there and it's
but that's because she rarely doesn't win.
Right. It's like I don't know how you second in preliminaries. I'm saying, well, this sucks.
I'm not used to not having people tell me you're the best.
Right. So I don't even
Step
know
it
those
up.
people's names.
Step it up, kid. How dare
Um,
you not finish first?
But so I'm standing, we're standing watching one of her that she's getting ready to start. And here he is talking to some Asian lady who probably can't understand his Cajun dialect. Yeah.
Perfect.
And I hear him say, I know who's going to win. And she says, I'm sorry? He said, I know who's going to win.
I know who's going to win.
The one in lane 4. And I said, all right, go ahead. And that's what Riley's friend was there. And I said, look at my dad smack talking these people. And I said, but watch what's going to happen if she wins. And sure enough, I look over as she's winning. Yeah.
He's crying.
chin quivering. And,
oh, man, that's awesome. That's awesome. I can only imagine that's because he never saw you win anything.
No, nothing. I had to participate.
He's sitting there thinking, I'm just so glad I lived this long.
Right.
And Juan had another child.
Right.
Let me actually watch victory.
Yeah.
That's my bloodline right there.
That's right. Right.
There.
Yeah. Because he was a big athlete in high school.
He got filtered through that couillon right there.
Man, skipped a generation.
That guy right there that likes to stand in the pool. That guy. Can you believe that guy created that?
Yeah,
a little help.
Yeah, my genes, bro. My genes.
Well,
so
I got a feeling your wife had a little bit to do with that.
Yeah, right. No, she's worse than me as far as athletics.
Really? Man, you were sort of an athlete for a while.
Yeah, I was just not a participant.
Dude, just combing your hair was an athletic event.
That's right. It was,
I mean, you were doing curls.
Endurance.
Man.
Yeah, 100 strokes a day. Not to mention putting the gel in. It was just
Oh man, the gel. Yeah.
But you're talking about hair again. So I'm segueing the hell out of this.
Oh well, hang on. You might as well just pause it because you're gonna get stuck here first.
All right.
Let's do them. We're just gonna do the magic. We'll just mark it.
You referenced hair. Well, I made a forced segue into a topic. So back talking about my dad again. So he was here last weekend to go to the swim meet, but he was here early. And so we had a couple hours to kill. Because he's never late. If you want him here for 2, tell him 1:30. I mean, tell him 2:30. But anyway, so I'm like flipping through the channels. All right, let's find something for him that he'll enjoy watching. So I get to the Grit Network, which is like Western movie.
Grit Network. I'm not familiar with Grit. Okay.
That's a lot of cowboy movies, man.
Nice.
So come across this movie and it's just starting. It's called Apache. And it's from the mid 1950s. And apparently it's about when Geronimo surrendered to the I guess I don't even know who he would have surrendered to.
I don't know. I don't even think they even taught us that in school.
Right.
Yeah.
So
surrendered to somebody.
But
I think he surrendered to Patton, or maybe maybe he surrendered to Schwarzkopf. That Geronimo
could have been. Bunch of guys in blue jackets on horses.
Nice.
So this one dude is like, I ain't surrendering. And so he jumps out the train window while the train's rolling, and he has like handcuffs on with the chain, slack in the chain. So he takes the slack in the chain and sticks it under the train wheel so he can free himself.
Nice.
Well, this guy's played, want to call him an Indian, want to call him a Native American, call him whatever you want.
Politically correct there. Yeah.
They all had the exact same long black wig on, which is the hair reference, and some type of makeup that made them not their natural color. So Burt Lancaster was basically a glassy, blue-eyed Native American.
Burt Lancaster.
Yeah. So
isn't that how Burt Lancaster spoke?
Not in this movie. He didn't.
Don't sound Indian.
But it was, like I said, I don't, you can say what you want, Kyle. I'm not politically correct. I'm not offended by anything.
Right.
And somebody could say, well, I guess you can't, you're not offended. Somebody in a protected class who could be offended, but I'm Cajun, so you take that.
Oh man, how come Cajuns?
Right. We got kicked out. We got kicked. Yeah.
We got kicked out. We got people that still make fun of us. I mean, the water boy. That was
right.
a bunch of microaggressions on the water boy.
That ain't offensive at all.
All right.
Yeah.
So
This guy, yeah, he's got a squaw that he takes around with him, and he calls her his squaw. And yeah,
that'd be the Indian, not the Cajun. Okay.
Right.
We don't call them squaws. We call them Beb. We call them Bebs.
They're working in the field at one point, and she's aggravating him. And she is with child, but she's out doing a lot of labor. Okay. So he tells her in what I guess was perceived to be a Native American dialect back in the mid-50s, that something to the effect of, I can't do anything to you because she's pregnant. Yeah, I can't beat you. And it's like, thanks. All right. Yeah, I guess if she wasn't pregnant, she was down for it.
Well, but hey, you know what? In many ways, that's nobility right there, right?
But so this whole movie was it's the cavalry who was after him. So this whole movie is about this dude running and hiding from the cavalry.
Okay, he wasn't Geronimo.
No, he wasn't Geronimo.
This was This was Burt Lancaster.
Burt Lancaster. Okay. Right. He was some rogue guy who he wasn't surrendering.
Look, as soon as you have that kid,
right. I guess he was like Rambo of the Indian days. But so they finally get him because his squaw convinced him to grow some corn. And that was a signal to all the people. So this dude is trying to get away from the cavalry. They shot him. The dude literally rubs dirt on the wound and gets up and runs even more. So I think that's where the phrase, rub some dirt on it came from. But then after 2.5 hours, so look, me and my dad, we had to leave before the movie ended. I DVR'd this sucker because I said, I'm not missing the end.
Oh my God.
But so the cavalry is about to capture him. And from his little hut, you hear a baby cry. Oh. His squaw had delivered her baby all by herself. Yeah, well, it's all good. That was it.
That was it.
Yeah.
That's how the movie ends.
That's how the movie ends. They didn't capture him. They said, all right, go ahead. You got some corn. You could be all right.
I think I might need to see this movie now.
That's good. It's pretty good.
What's it called?
Called Apache.
Well, just you're lucky you pregnant. I would go up. Oh, it's just you couldn't even joke about that stuff. Well, I guess we kind of are, but you couldn't. I mean, look. Yeah, we're so sensitive. We're so sensitive now. It's funny. This is I guess it's a forced segue, but it's on that same line of stuff you couldn't do anymore. And I don't know why this came to me this week. I was Dylan, when you were in school, did you guys have a beauty court? Did you guys have like the most handsome and most
no,
dude? I'm almost positive they did it. So I know they did it at Galliana Junior High, right?
I'll tell you when we're done why we didn't do it at Assumption High.
You can never do it. Like I just think about that. So wait a minute. You basically had kids, young, voting on who was the best looking people in class.
Let me guess. You got it.
No, I didn't get it, dude.
I thought that's why you brought it up.
No. No, we had some pretty guys back then. I actually got one, but it was by accident. I was like, I think my 9th grade year, I somehow, which was bizarro world, dude. Because I am, like I said, I ain't lying. I'm telling you, I don't know if I ever grew into anything, but I think there was somebody in class that might have liked me. I think what ended up happening is, and I don't know how big was that dude. It might have been 15 or 20. I don't know, man. Which makes you feel bad to start off with. You're already like anybody in school. You're kind of already awkward. If you're not one of the most popular people, you're kind of awkward as it is. Right. So let's have a big event where we get to celebrate people that look better than you. Right? That's what we do.
Right. If there's anything that can make me feel more awkward.
Yes, please. By all means, let's do that. And then Yeah. So like with that year, and I think so say there was 15 people that get chosen to it. I guess in our school there must have been 14 clear choices, and then and then if 2 or 3 people voted for you, maybe, and then so yes, I didn't like it. I didn't felt terrible being on the stupid, because again, the other thing is I'm realizing, bro, I wouldn't even vote for me. What the heck why am I here? Why am I here? Now, here's what's funny. This is for those people that are still alive. Let's get that group together again. Dang it. Rematch. Let's go. Let's bring,
you've held up pretty well.
You couldn't do, oh, please. You couldn't do, that's what I was thinking about. Even then, even in 1970, what was it, like mid 70s, late 70s? I mean, even then I'm thinking, I don't think this is right. This doesn't, this seems bizarre. And and then it was an evening event that you went to. And I don't know who the judges were. It might've been the teachers, might've been, you know what I'm saying? Like it was crazy.
The people who should be protecting your fragile ego.
No joke. It was bizarro world, man. The freaking beauty court, man.
Yeah, we didn't have that. We didn't have the best of or the most likely to succeed. There's only 1 or 2.
I'm trying to think of who won. It was probably Kurt. Probably my friend Kurt. He was too pretty. I was positive it was him, but it was.
He'll let you know.
Yeah, well, I don't know. He's not even on Facebook. Good for him. He's one of those guys. Like, all right, I got respect there. Could never do that to me, man. Never. Well, that's my same thing too. Like I haven't played tennis in a while. Tennis is something I come and go, but it's like anything. You play, like if you find anybody who's ever a scratch golfer, right, man, they can put away the clubs forever. Let them come back, brush you up a little bit. They might not get to where they were, but they're going to beat you. Right. And it's sort of the same thing with tennis. If you still can physically move. But I used to think like, man, when I get to this age, I'm going to play these tournaments, right? You start age 50, man. Yeah. But what happens is you get out there and you realize
ancient athlete stuff.
Yeah, but what happens is you get out there and you realize the only people still doing that are good.
They didn't take 30 years off.
No, you show up thinking, all right, I'm gonna, because I've been running, think I'm in shape. If my knees aren't, I'm thinking, yeah, man, get out there and dominate. And you realize, oh, dude, no, they're still serious. They're still got guys that, you've been drinking beer and talking on a, making
Talk
video
for a living.
Yeah, no, these guys are killing it. But yeah, so maybe I don't know. Maybe that. So you said you guys didn't do beauty courts?
No, we couldn't. No, there's
no beauty. Was there no beauty in the song?
No beauty. No, no chance of succeeding. Yeah, it would have been offensive to the most likely to serve 5 to 10.
Man.
Before graduation.
Telling me you came up rough, Juan?
No, I didn't come up rough. It was just, wasn't a high-end type situation.
The best thing, and this is like, it's almost like, so we're talking socio, I'm not even going to try to butcher the word that I'm thinking of, but the advantage we had coming up, I think, in South Lafourche for a while anyway, was that there were no private schools, right? So there was no, right? So everybody went to the same school.
But dude, I went to a private school. It's not like it was some.
All right, yeah, fancy boy. You went to a private school?
Not for high school, for first through eighth.
Well,
yeah, it was not a socioeconomic, indicator.
Well, of course, man.
That you went to St. Elizabeth.
Bro,
you
came from that. You came from that Seminole land baron. Right?
That's right, man. Right down the corner of Seminole Street and Highway 1.
Sugarcane royalty right there, bro. No, man. That's the thing about, all the junior highs and for the most part, and especially the high school, everybody, you had, I don't care if you were.
Yeah, unless you were going to hoof it up to Edie White.
Some people do that now. See, that's the thing, man. Vanderbilt, and again, people that have, there are people listening have no idea these schools we're just mentioning, but that was the big thing. I tell that to my kids, I've told them over the years about, yeah, man, like our school, I mean, you had as poor, and as poor as you want to get, and half, parking lot full of Corvettes. One of them drove a Ferrari.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, right? Do you really?
Yeah. Well, did he have it at Nichols?
He did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good guy. I like him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a good dude.
Is he in politics now?
Yeah, he is. All right. We know you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
We used to call him Ferrari Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So good deal. Good deal. Representing the people now, man. Doing good.
Mhm.
But that's the kind of school I went to, man. Yeah. You mean, I had some people barely had shoes and some that were, but hey, back in the day, bro, it was a melting pot.
That's right.
Well,
Now we're carving up the pieces.
Yeah, we weren't like an elitist like Juan Seminole going to
St. Elizabeth with the gym floor that sweat so you couldn't play basketball in there on a humid day.
We weren't a bunch of stuck-ups. Yeah, a bunch of
No.
stuck-ups. Yeah. So a couple things. I just jotted this because I was going crazy. Things that annoyed me this week. Because that's how I want to end things. Annoy me. You see, where they got video footage of Howard Schultz, the CEO, founder of Starbucks, in a video meeting. And they're talking about they're closing some Starbucks all over the place. You know why? Because of crime, and their bathrooms have become like drug dens. Okay, like, and his quote was on this thing saying, "America is no longer safe." Right? That's that was his thing. And I'm
where they begin?
Seattle.
Yeah, that's right.
And they're closing stores all over Seattle.
Who's a big company that corporate sponsor or supporter of all of that?
Listen, they started it a few years ago when they got all over one of their employees who was trying to basically trying to enforce look, man, you can't just come hang out in here. You got to buy something, or right. And they say, oh, no. And same thing with our bathrooms. We're not gonna say it our bathrooms.
We're not discriminating against. We're not stuck up.
So what happened? Basically, you want to score drugs or go watch somebody who just did Starbucks and it's infuriating to see people who helped create the issue.
Oh yeah, who now are
right helped create the issue now saying,
out.
Hey, who could have seen this? Everybody. Everybody. Hey, there ain't a person there ain't a Cajun that ever ran a little Value Mart down the bayou that doesn't know, bro. You can't let them guys come in your bathroom. You got to buy something, buy some chips.
It all started, and I'm not going to derail the conversation to that extent, but every place.
Do we have something we're following? All right.
Every corner around here that has homeless people hanging out, and I don't believe. I mean, I don't want to I'm not trying to disparage somebody who's in a situation that.
Correct. Correct.
So let me say that, but it's near a hotel that was already inexpensive, but during COVID, they got all kind of government money to have anybody and everybody stay there. So guess who moved into that area?
Sure. Why not?
Right. And now they got no place to go. So it's like, I'm in the area.
There were some hotels in San Francisco. My first time I ever went to San Francisco was 1995, I think it was. And what was the name of the hotel? The Mark Hopkins or John Hopkins or something. It's down on Knob Hill. Anyway, whatever. But it was really, I remember it was kind of funny. It was an upscale, nice hotel. My wife didn't like it because it's old. My wife is always, she'd rather stay in a brand new Hampton Inn than an old. Okay. But I mean,
staying at the White House or anything. That's old.
Upscale. It was an upscale, nice, whatever. I know they housed homeless in it. San Francisco did. Okay. And don't get me wrong. Listen, it's one of those things of, okay, you can kind of step in and say, we got to let's get people off the street. Oh, wait a minute. The pandemic ruined everything and nobody can travel anymore. We got these big, nice buildings. You know what?
Right.
What we're gonna do?
Somebody's going to give me money.
We're going to stick. Yeah. They're going to pay us to stick people. Okay. So they may tear it up. They may turn this entire big hotel into a drug parlor, but hey, is that even the right word? Drug? They might call them drug parlor. That sounds like a Burt Lancaster.
A drug parlor.
Drug parlor.
It's like a fancy eating table.
All right. You got something to close on?
No, unless you want the somebody who's never going to be poor is Edwin Edwards' widow.
Oh, hey, save that one. Save that one.
All
Because I
right.
want to, no, I mean, save it because, okay, I got one thing that's something I read this week. When you read things that make you smile and go, man, I didn't know that. And I'm glad I did now. I told you before, one of my favorite movies of all time is Smokey and the Bandit. Because I mean, if it's on, I'm sorry. It's one of those things. You're going to watch yourself some Smokey.
Jackie Gleason was the best in there, man.
Here's the deal. And that's what I was reading. And it's like, again, I hate social media for most things, but like sometimes it's useful and you kind of click these, like little trivia, history, whatever. So apparently, Jackie Gleason, it was his idea to have the son, Junior. Like that wasn't in the script. Like when he got there, he said, I need somebody in the car with me to kind of to beat up on and have fun with. So Junior was not, so that was his idea to have the son. By the way, that son was an ex-football player and he played Tarzan in a couple movies. God, dude was jacked. I think he might've played for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, wow. Well, I know what I'm going to do when we get done with this.
So Junior, right. That guy's a bad dude. He
didn't come from his daddy loins.
He was great in the part, right? I wish your head was in it. Daddy, I lost my hat. But the other thing was most of the lines, Jackie Gleason's lines, were total ad lib.
Really?
Like almost none of it was in the script. The other thing was he was down in bourbon big time. Like they said, that was his drink of choice on the set. And he even had an assistant there and he called them burgers. Give me a burger. And he was it makes a lot of sense now when you get back there. There's a reason the Jackie Gleason scenes are all hysterical. And he was knocking back bourbon and making crap up as he went. Yeah.
Well, he was good.
And when I get home, I'm punching your mama square in the mouth. No way.
You couldn't say today.
No way that you come from my loins. Okay. That's guys.
Hold my hat.
Oh, I've said this, man. Look, that was a transformative movie. I saw that at the Jet Cinema. Loved it, man. I think maybe my favorite scene in all of movies. It's close tie. One's a comedy and one's a chill scene. One was when Burt Reynolds broke what they call it, breaking the fourth wall. When he hides one of the early races, and he kind of pulls in behind a store or something, and you see the cop cars miss him, and then he looks at it, and then he looks into the camera, right, into the audience, and smiles at the guy. I remember that. I was just like, oh, we're here, we're part of this. Yay. That and the scene from The Cowboys. You ever seen the movie The Cowboys? John Wayne, The Cowboys, a great movie.
It's probably on the Grit Network.
Oh, bruh, you're gonna love this one. But this is the one that he has to bring cattle across. Anyway, he just brings boys. Like he has a young group of men that he brings with him. So imagine John Wayne driving cattle with a bunch of teenagers and whatever. And it's an awesome movie. And then the cook I should give his credit. I don't know the guy's name, but very distinguished actor, an older African-American gentleman. And he's great. He talks like, very proper and stuff. And he's the cook. And at the end of the movie, the bad guys, Bruce Dern, I think was one of the bad guys, is getting ready to string him up. They shot John Wayne. I guess they killed him. And spoiler alert. But they're getting ready to hang this guy, and he asks if he could have a few words. He wants to pray. He wants to get right with his maker. And I'm paraphrasing, but he says, and he's kind of confessing his sins. And he says, but I especially want to ask your forgiveness for all the men that I've killed and all those that I'm about to. And it was an amber. He had it set up, and he had like the Cowboys and the young guys came out and started. And man, it was, dude, go find that scene. That is the best. That's the best. Forgive me for the men I've killed and those that I'm about to. It's like, yeah.
Lines like that are cool. There's the
It's worth watching the movie. It's worth watching the movie.
Right. I used to love 24, Jack Bauer.
Oh yeah.
And there was a scene where he needed a SIM card from somebody.
Say, okay.
And he said, "Give me that card." And the guy sticks it in his mouth and swallows it and says, "Go to hell." And Jack Bauer says, "You first," and guts him.
Guts him.
Gets the SIM card. So,
anyway, so let's end on the story of young love.
Young love, Edwin Edwards' widow. Yeah.
Right.
Young.
What is she? What is she got? She got to be like in her 70s, right? Because
because he died right at a year ago at 93.
Yeah.
So,
oh my gosh, his widow must be in her 80s.
Right. So she's 43.
Wait. Wait.
43.
43.
Right.
And
43.
he okay. All right.
Yeah. She was the star of the short-lived series, The Governor's Wife.
So star would be a relative term.
Right. And in fact, some friends of ours live in that house that Edwin and his widow were living in at the time that they made that show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Never watched a minute of it, but I'm gonna go with you.
Give it for one of my favorite Edwin Edwards line in the show, when someone asked him about being married to such a young woman, he said, "You're as young as the one you're feeling." So, but anyway, you can't expect a young woman like this to stay single forever.
Heartbroken.
Well,
she's still heartbroken.
Her heart has been given to another.
Oh, good. Young man, I'm guessing she's going the other way now.
Darn right.
Yeah. Okay.
78. One of Edwin's old buddies, former Speaker of the House in Louisiana, John Alario.
I know the name.
Yeah.
Okay. I know the name.
Big, powerful guy in Louisiana. Old guy.
I wonder if I met him. Okay, remind me, because we're about closing. Remind me, Nick, did I tell you the story of the time that Edwin came to Lumcon?
Mm-mm.
And I ended up being like
to congratulate you on your inventory job.
He came in to give me a plaque. He said, man, we couldn't get this thing done before you showed up, Martin. We got it. No, yeah, it's fun. It came in on a helicopter, and I somehow ended up in his crew, and it was him, 60 Rabin, I think was the guy, one of the powerful.
BB 60 Rabin. I've got no clue who he was, but I just remember the name.
I don't know if Alario, but anyway, okay, remind. We'll put a pin in that.
Here you go. I'm writing this down. My notes stay right here.
So there you go. So congratulations. We wish them the best.
Young love.
Maybe there's a TV show in there somewhere, but all right. You know what? I'm gonna push that button. Get on out. There you go, y'all. The buffet has been laid before you.
That's like you'd swear this was a holiday weekend with all that stuff.
Man, look, just pick and choose and do it with what you want. And there you go.
I'm inspired.
Yeah, you will. That's my favorite, man. Informative. We hope we were able to inspire you here, this guy, guys. All right. Anyway, hey, y'all, if you want to reach us, you can do it all over the place. We get regular emails. We get you need pigeons. Send a pigeon this way. Yeah, but the easiest way to do it, is Dave and Juan at protonmail.com. And so, we do read them. And what else?
Tell us what inspires you about us. Be specific.
That story about the beauty court was very inspirational.
Bro, I was this close to getting it. And I was so sad when I didn't get it. But to know that somebody like Dave didn't get it either.
Bro, the skin would have cleared now. The skin would have cleared up a little bit earlier. Skin would have cleared up in 8th grade, or
I shouldn't have eaten that Hershey bar the week before.
Oh, bro, let me just tell you that. They used to tell you the chocolate gave you acne. All the crap they used to tell us about. What gives you acne, man? Genetics. That's what gives you. I mean, it does. Like, both my sons have been blessed. My wife's got the best complexion ever. My son, I was telling that all the time. I said, man, you don't even want to. I don't even want to hear. Yeah, we all got our problems, guys. You got your mom's complexion. Congratulations, right? Congratulations with that. Man, if I'd have just changed the part in my hair from right down the middle, back when it was the total butt cut. All right. Anyway, so whatever, dude. You can find us
all over the place. Yeah, anywhere at finer podcast host everywhere.
That's right. Okay. And until next week, guys, remember, it ain't a hint, it ain't a suggestion. We're not just, randomly.
do it.
Yeah, it's a freaking mandate that you get out there and try to have the best day of your life. Unless you actually listen to this podcast in sections, then make it the best of the week.
Right. Just whatever it is, whatever you did this week, whatever you did last week.
Until we see
That's a
you
low
again.
bar.
That's what I'm saying. Just like my buddy that inspired, if you find yourself sitting around saying, you know what?
If you got 30 hours to kill.
If you're sitting around going, you know what? I don't think I'm living up to my potential right now. What would Dave and Juan want me to do right now?
Live your best life, bro.
Live your best life. Live your best life. That said, we're going to try to do that ourselves. Hopefully we don't see 106 degrees around here today. It's been rough.
I ain't seeing it. I ain't even going outside.
All right. Hey, living your best life. I got to go look up. What's the name of that movie again?
Apache.
I got to go check out some Apache. You go find the Cowboys. Google that,
Yeah.
man. That'd be a good one. All right, everybody. Until then, have a fantastic one. Love you, bro.
Back at you.
So
So
we
if we'd have had those contests at Assumption High, they were fear of like riots, and so
I bet you.